What's good, YouTube? Sharp here, back at y'all with another banger video, and today I am going to show y'all my Ghost of Tsushima Legend setup, what builds I run, what techniques I use, what's my ultimates, everything, what gear I use, what's the best gear, and let's get right into it. Let's waste no time, let's go. Okay, now first and foremost, I will say this is a disclaimer that this is what I run and this is what works for me, but you might not want to run this. So that's just a disclaimer. If it doesn't work for you, I'm just saying this is what works for me, and this is just putting ideas out there that you can use. Now first, I'm going to start off with my assassin. Now as you can see, my assassin's rank 22. The gear I run first, I run a demon cutter. Now, a demon cutter is a legendary katana. The ability is staggering target has a 30% chance to throw nearby enemies. Now, I only run this sword because it's my highest level sword and it's the only legendary sword I have. Now, if you have more legendary katanas than me, another good substitution for this sword would be the Master's Katana. Now, the Master's Katana allows you to switch between any stance. So that means you can use moon stance, stone stance, water stance, any stance. Next, I have the blowgun. So I use a blowgun on my assassin for the ranged. I use hallucination darts. However, there is a legendary blowgun that allows you to there's a 20% chance to insta kill any target that's not an Ani target. So the regular dudes, you can insta-kill them with a blowgun. There's a 20% chance to insta-kill them with this blowgun. And it's called the Heaven Sting. It's a legendary blowgun. I don't have it yet. I want it so I can use it on my assassin, but I don't have it yet. That's just a good idea to throw out there. If you do have it, you might want to use it. I use Last Breath. Last Breath is a legendary charm. It allows you to heal for 50 health. Like when you're low on health, instead of dying, you actually heal. So this is very useful. I really love this charm. I run it on mostly all of my builds. And it occurs every 5 minutes. So that's really helpful during nightmare survivals or nightmare stories or anything difficult. So the raids came out today. And if you have this, you might want to use it because, you don't know how hard it is. I also run a sticky bomb. And modificate, you can really re-roll it to re-roll the perks to the perk you like, and to also re-roll the properties on it if you like, and it shows you the possible outcomes. I can't really tell you what works for you. I just use blast radius and cooldown reduction because I want to get the most out of the use, and I use a smoke bomb for my ghost weapon too. My techniques on my assassin, I run toxic vanish sometimes. But usually I've been running group vanish so y'all can disappear and just get little easy assassinations or critical strikes. I decrease my class ability cooldown by 15% just so I can disappear whenever I can and get those critical strikes or assassinations. Or I would advise you to run this. You inflict 30 more damage during assassinations. This is really good. It's kind of OP in my opinion because it allows you to just really assassinate. Like you could just really one hit a lot instead of having critical strikes pop up. It's just pop up assassination. I use experienced assassin so I could just stealth attacks fast and quieter. Or you could run opportunist, which if you use darts, you could have them be staggered and you do more damage. So this is actually OP as well. I just feel like the assassin is very good. Also, you can run chain vanish, but I'm running legendary because I will be doing a nightmare survival again on my assassin. But as of right now, or you can run it. It's up to you. I would run Shadow Storm because you get 2 extra strikes. It's invalid at all. The Ronin is a very good build to run because it heals people. Like if you're running a nightmare survival, I recommend you have 2 Ronins. Always have 2 Ronins if you're running a nightmare survival. I use the stone katana. So I use the stone katana on my Ronin. It's 105. I have to work on my Ronin some more, but I also use this bomb pack. There is a legendary bomb pack I could use, but since my Ronin isn't level 20 yet, I haven't really ran this yet. But it's called Forbidden Medicine. This is a very good bomb pack. Well, yeah, bomb. Because as you throw the bombs, it allows you to heal allies as you throw them. So if the allies are caught in the blast, you can heal them. So it's very good to run this and spam the refill ammo. So if you have this, you could run this and refill ammo as you go to also have another healing tactic to use. So I would recommend running this if you have it on your Ronin. Still last breath, I run a sticky bomb and a smoke bomb. For my Ronin, I run healing incense. I think every Ronin run healing incense. It allows you to heal your teammates with a small pot. So it's a little circle, and if you stand in it, you heal over time. I really don't have anything else because my Ronin isn't all the way up. But if it was, I would use Ronin Unleash, or I would use Weakening Burst. That's it. Perk 2, I would probably use quick regen if I had it. So yeah, I would probably use quick regen, or I would use my max resolve, but probably not because you don't really need resolve. So other than that, yeah, and if you use this, I don't think I would use anything else but Soothing Breath. Third is my Hunter. Now, I slept on a Hunter when the game first came out. Don't do that. I would say don't sleep on a Hunter because the Hunter is very OP. It's very good. It makes a lot of people mad. You steal a lot of kills with your arrows. It's just mad OP. The gear I run on my Hunter would be I run a Stone Katana, or if I'm running if I'm trying to go through a Nightmare Survival or anything, I'll run the Demon Cutter, of course. I'll run a Longbow. Now, it can be used by any class because it's 110 and I want my other builds to be as high of a level as they can. My Longbow has draw speed range. Like I said, you could change this to anything you want. You could just re-roll it. I'll run Last Breath still. I also have another charm called Binky's Last Stand. I don't like this one because I haven't used it, but it is good. I would run it when I get it on 110, but I'm just not focused on it right now. But it is good because it allows you to ignore arrow damage. There's a 15% chance you can ignore arrow damage. That's not a high chance, but if that 15% chance works, those irritating Archer Omni dudes, those dudes are highly irritating in the Nightmare Survival this week. So if you have this, I would advise you to run it during that. But other than that, I wouldn't use it. A Sticky Bomb, Smoke Bomb again. Also, there are things called Demon Seeds. Okay. Now, I would run these because Demon Seeds are good. I wouldn't run them in a Nightmare Survival because with the things I have light targets on fire fired up. The enemies in the Nightmare Survival don't take burn damage, so this wouldn't even work. But this is also very good. This is a legendary Cow Troops. They're good. My techniques on my Hunter are I run a Staggering Arrow if it's the Nightmare Survival. If it's not Nightmare Survival, I run Explosive Arrow, and here's why. Explosive Arrow deals burn damage, but as I said already, the Nightmare Survival, this week at least, they don't take burn damage. The Staggering Arrow just staggers them, so it gives you a good time to get extra damage or even heal if someone's down. So that's why I was running it. But other than that, I run Explosive Arrow most of the time. I use Hunter Unleashed because it decreases class ability cooldown, so I can always use my ultimate or always use my class ability. But you can run any of these if you like, but I prefer the Hunter Unleashed. I also would recommend you use Piercing Arrows for the Survival rank because damage or status effects doesn't even work because you aren't using any status effects like burn damage or anything like that. You aren't using those because they don't work. The targets just don't get on fire. But I would use piercing arrows. So it all depends on what you're running for this. But I wouldn't use this because it's no point. I also use All Seeing Eye. It lets you target 2 more enemies with your ultimate. That's if you like. I usually run this during like gold survivals or story modes, or I mean not story mode, like story missions or anything like that. But if I'm doing a rank survival, I run legendary. It allows you to get equip 1 other legendary item. That's what I ran earlier to complete my nightmare survival. If you see my last video, if you watched it to the end, at the end of the video, you seen that I actually completed that nightmare survival for week 2, and I actually did it without losing the area. So that's how I got this uniform on. For my samurai, my samurai is 18. I actually gave up on my samurai. I don't know why, but I just stopped playing with him because I started focusing on my hunter. But my samurai, I run the demon cutter again. I actually run a half bow, but I can equip the long bow. I just was running this at first. I run the samurai charm. Now, here's the thing. I run the samurai charm, but you can also use last breath. Now, I run a samurai charm because it improves my class ability. So it improves my ultimate, and also it improves my class ability, so I don't think it improves my ultimate, but it does improve my class ability. And I obviously have Ani damage bonus on there and leech and parry, so if I get a parry, it restores half my health. Now, since I have this on, I could take this sword off and put on this sword because there's a perfect parry counter attacks. So I have a 50% chance to also deal damage to nearby foes. So if I just want to go all a parry build, this is what I would use. But that's not what I'm going for, but I will still use it. And yeah, that's really it. So my ghost weapon one, I usually run the sticky bomb, but since I have the touch of heaven sticky bomb, which allows me to heal allies on hit, I would usually run this instead. Also, smoke bomb again. My techniques, I run spirit pull. I don't run explosive bait at all because I don't feel it works for me. I always want that extra bit of health, so it's really up to you, but I run spirit pull. I increase my melee damage, but it's really up to you if you want to decrease your class ability cooldown or if you want to increase your health. It's really up to you. I prefer increasing my melee damage. I increase my max resolve, but again, if you're running a parry build, you would like to increase your parry and dodge window. I advise you to run critical defense, but I usually just increase my resolve. Also, I let my ultimate get 2 extra strikes. Then again, if you're playing the nightmare survival, I run legendary. Just saying.